Here in lesson 2, we're going to go over different screens and basically setting up our maps. As we notice, as this starts up, we've got our G meter here, so we've got to go up as we learned in our other lessons that we're going to go ahead and raise that G-force here, just so we don't have to necessarily see that on the screen. This is our main attitude page. What we're going to do here is we're going to page forward to the next page. Page 2. Now here we notice we've got our attitude screen here and then our GPS right here with our sectionals. And we can see our different screens here as we go through. What we know, since we've got our airspace turned on, we can see here that this actually shows our airspaces that we may be going into. So we can see here in about 5 miles we're headed into the airspace here, so that's not good. And we'll continue on here. What we're going to do here is notice right here we're headed north, and we're going to get everything headed south here. Go into our sensor simulation, we get our GPS like we've done before. GPS heading, that's 180. Okay, and we're gonna actually make that 189 to account for, as we learned before. So we've got our the GPS heading at 180. We're going to go up to our sensor simulation again, and compass, we're going to make that to 180 also. Okay, so basically we're back to where we were with our last lesson here. Now that we're headed south, now we notice here this map is showing that we're headed south, so everything's kind of upside down. So we can do a couple different things here. We can go into our map. We can change our map to vector. Okay, now you notice how we get a totally different view of our map here. This is showing our roads, rivers, that type of thing. If we go back to our map, change to place. Now we don't have any place loaded in here, so that's what we're going to see for that is nothing. Change back to raster. And also notice we're going to go to a different map here. We're going to go to a different screen. Okay, same idea there. Okay, now here if we notice, we've got this set. We're going to go to map. We've got this to GPS track up. We're going to go GPS mode north up. Now we can look at our GPS north facing up. And again, we can go back and we can change that to GPS track up. North up or track up. And we can see how our map is showing us headed south here. So those are our two different modes here. GPS track up, change map to vector. Again, we can look at our vector map here. Now on all of these maps, we can go ahead and if we touch our map, we got our zoom, so we can do our zoom minus. Okay, now see how many more things we see here? Now that's getting a little crowded. And as we go minus again, we're seeing how that's much more crowded here. Once you click on that, you've got your zoom here. It only lasts a little bit, so you have to kind of get on it. Or you can rotate your menus here by hitting this rotate button. See how we get different views here. Now we're permanently in the zoom mode, where we can zoom in. And of course we can zoom out. And one of the things we can do here also is it's kind of busy. This screen here is a little bit busy with different things on here. So we're going to go to our map. We're going to we can go down to declutter, but we're going to go back down here to large, medium airfield, small. We're going to get rid of our helibases, water bases, navigation, waypoints, intersections, And we're going to keep our borders, points of interest, urban areas, rivers, lakes, roads. We can get rid of those if we want. But notice how our map is a lot less cluttered now. Now we've just got the airports. Okay. Again, we're going to go back our map. Here's our plates don't work, so we're going to go map to raster. Okay, back to our sectional. And again, if we zoom minus, okay, yeah, we can go all the way out here. It's kind of interesting to see exactly where we are right now in the world. We can zoom in. For every single zoom level, we can go in and declutter or say what we want to get. So as we zoom in, we can be looking at greater details. When we get to this level here, we may actually want to go into our map. We may want to go down and put our intersections if people are reporting those. Now notice how our VOR intersections are now plotted on the map here. And that could be helpful. Some people do report that they are near these VOR intersections. They really shouldn't be because it's not as easy to tell where they're at, but that's just another option here. And now as we go through our screens, we can, in our scale here, if we change our scale, now we can see our terrain. See how we're at 10,000 feet and we're over a pretty low-lying terrain here. We can actually see some airspace right here. And we do have different screens here, and each one of these screens can be zoom in, so we're going to zoom out of that. There we've got a pretty good look at the different screens and how we utilize our maps. So that'll conclude lesson 2, and next we'll move on to lesson 3. This is where we start setting waypoints and doing navigation.